Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. It finally came in, my white cruiser. I'm going to go over a couple things I like about this bike so far. I think I put about 30 miles on it. I wanted to wait until I did a 100-mile review on it, but I'd get my first impressions with the 30 miles I've got on it so far. I'm going to do a little comparison video today. As y'all know from my other video, I got the Hemingway cruiser here with Citizen's front wheel drive kit. We're actually going to do a little drag race, not in this video of course, but I am going to do a couple of the power level settings. A lot of people said that they wanted a power based versus a speed based for the pedal assist levels on this bike, and I really don't like the power based. I have my Hemingway here, which is speed based, which I like a lot better, and I'll tell you why in the video as we go ride on both, so you can actually see the comparisons between the two, with basically a power base and a speed base for the pedal assist. So a couple things about the bike. I will say it is very well built. I don't see any wobbly things going on with this bike at all. It does not have a wobble. It came with the new headset installed. It was a little tight when I first got it. I did have to make a small adjustment to kind of loosen it up for me. It still is a little bit tighter than I want it to be, but I can deal with it. It's not that bad. But yeah, I mean, if that's what they did to fix the wobble, then it has no wobble at all. The bike rides true and straight. It's an awesome bike. I really love the suspension on this thing. The second battery is a bonus. I haven't done a range test yet, but I am going to be doing a range test with both batteries just to see what I can get at doing my typical 20-mile-an-hour speed cruise. I know everybody rides a little bit different, and I just like to do my range test at like 20 miles an hour. I can go ride at the trace by my house and I can do 20 all the way down for miles, and we'll see how long the battery lasts at 20 miles an hour. Couple things, had a couple issues. The derailleur was bent in the box, so I just had to pull that back out. It wasn't no big deal. The rack, I had to really pull kind of hard to get this screw to line up, but I got it lined up. My wife had to start the screw for me when I was pulling on it, and she got it in there and it tightened up just fine. I don't have any issues. The battery rattle in the back. The battery does rattle a little bit in the back. My solution to this so far was to just put a little zip tie on the rack, and it doesn't move at all. That's not going to be a permanent solution, but for right now, that's what we're going to go with. Let's see, what else? Other than that, I got my new seat. The seat's pretty cool. I got one on both my bikes now, and these YLG seats are pretty awesome. Overall, I do like the bike. I am planning on putting the front wheel drive kit on this bike. I'm gonna do a couple drag races just to see if the mighty Hemingway can take the wired here, and I'm willing to bet that the Hemingway is definitely gonna take it just by feeling the acceleration. This Citizen kit ain't no joke. I mean, it's awesome. So anyway, I can't wait to put the Citizen kit on the wired and feel the acceleration with that kit on this bike. This actually is the bike I bought for my wife. She is graduating from her old Hemingway right here, and I think it's a nice upgrade for her. We go ride in Tennessee, and she definitely needs to have some power to climb some hills. And not that it's going to need the all-wheel drive kit to climb hills, but it's going to be a nice touch to have that all-wheel drive kit on this bike when I get done with it. And that's going to be pretty cool too. It's just to go back out there and conquer all these monster hills in Tennessee. So getting back to the power base versus the speed base settings, why I like one more than the other, we're actually going to do, I'll tell you what my settings are. I believe my pedal assist 1 is I want to say my 1 is at 7%. We'll turn it on in a second and look at it and see. But excuse me, I'm trying to get the GoPro on the chest mount here. Okay, we should be good to go now. So on with the ride. Let's turn her on. So one of my complaints about the bike, which is that I don't know how to change it. It always reverts to 0. My other bikes, I just keep it in 1 so I can just go whenever I turn it on. I guess that might be some kind of safety thing. If y'all know how to change it, just let me know. But we'll put it in pedal assist 1. And when you go to start off on a bike, I guess it takes a while for the crank sensor to engage. Like, I actually have to push off, and there it goes. Now it finally kicked in. But most people, I guess, buy this bike to ride with the throttle, and I don't really care too much. So I like to pedal. I'm a pedaler. So the power base, like I said, I'm in setting 7, and just pedaling, me and my wife, we usually like to ride around 12 miles an hour when we're cruising in the neighborhood. And out the box, this thing was set at 20, and it took off and was doing over 25 miles an hour down the street, and I couldn't slow it down. I was like, man, I said, oh, what's going on, you know? So I started messing with the levels. I put it at 7, so now I can slowly ride through the neighborhood at right around 12 miles an hour, like I'm doing right now, and cruise, because we don't usually ride through the neighborhood, maybe 15 tops, but most of the time me and her just like to ride at like 12 miles an hour when we're cruising together. My complaint is that I'm in level 1 right now doing 13. When I go to kick it up into level 2, I want to be doing about 15 miles an hour. So if it was a speed base, I could set it at 15, and it would just give me a gradual bump. As you'll see when I ride the Hemingway, it'll give me a little bump right up to 15 miles an hour. But this bike, it doesn't give you the gradual bump. It accelerates, but it does it so slowly you don't even know you changed the level. So right after we get around this turn here, I'm gonna kick it into level 2, and I have that set to do 15 miles an hour. So we're gonna come around the turn, and now I'm gonna bump it up into level 2. Okay, yeah, now it's in level 2, and it's slowly increasing the speed until I get to 15 miles an hour. And it just feels like it takes forever to get there. Where if it was speed-based, it would jump straight to the next level, give me a little kick, and I'd be right where I want to be, you know. So it isn't terrible, and I know I can reach up there and grab the throttle if I want a little kick up to 15 miles an hour. But my point is that I shouldn't have to. I should be able to just kick it right on the 2, and it'd shoot up to 15 miles an hour, and it'd stay there. So my next thing is, what if I was climbing a hill? So I would have to grab a handful of throttle to get it to help me go up the hill. I couldn't just leave it into another pedal assist. So if I slow down to 8 miles an hour and I climb this hill, now I'm pushing pretty hard to make it up this hill, but it did it. Now I know I could have just reached over and grabbed the throttle to help me, but as you'll see on the Hemingway, I can just go right up the hill. I don't have to grab the throttle. I don't have to do anything. It just shoots up the hill. I will say the brakes on this thing are awesome. It's got to be the best brakes I've ever rode on a bicycle. I mean, these things are awesome. And coming off the curb, the suspension is very plush. I mean, it's very, very comfortable bike to ride. I like it. Like I said, my only complaint is the speed base versus the power base. I did have the battery rattle, and all those zip tie cured that. You can't hear it bouncing around anymore when I'm hitting bumps. So that solved the problem with the little rattle. I've seen some guy did some Velcro straps on one of the forums, and I'll probably find out which ones he had and order a set of those and see how those work. But that temporary solution was the zip tie. So yeah, I mean, riding around, I'm just doing 12 miles an hour. I'm still in level 2. I should be doing 15, and it'll get there eventually. And I know I can just do this and be right at 15. But that's really my complaint. I really wish it was speed based so I could just set it at that speed, and that's what it'll do. It won't creep up. It'll just stay locked in at 15 miles an hour where I want to be. And it doesn't have the kick, like I said, to kick me up to the next speed. Well, she's fast. I haven't GPS'd it yet, but so far on a speedometer, I've been able to hit 43 miles an hour and some change. I'm 190 pounds. I mean, it moves pretty good right out of the box. I did notice when I'm at a dead stop, I don't know, my motor's a little bit noisy when you go to take off. I don't know if you can hear it, but it gives it a little whir when it takes off. I guess they all do that. But I mean, it's definitely a quick bike. There's no doubt about that. And the ride's really, really smooth. There's no wobble at all. And the bike rides straight and true. This definitely fixed the wobble issue. I'm not really good at riding with no hands on it. I take my hands off and show y'all. Let's see, 116. I mean, I can't really balance myself. I always keep both my hands on the bars, but for most people, my bike has no wobble. I mean, I've been up to 43 miles an hour, and it's been pretty solid. Now, I wanted to show y'all the difference between the speed base and the power base. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to jump on the Hemingway now, and I'll show y'all what's going on. We'll turn the all-wheel drive kit on. Never know, dog might come out, might have to outrun it. So this bike, the crank sensor engages almost immediately, like an eighth of a turn, and it kicks right off. So right now on this bike, I got my level 1 set at 7 miles an hour. When I want to go to level 2, that's set at 12. So I'm going to hit it, go to 12 miles an hour. Boom. Straight to 12 miles an hour. Now, if you were watching a video earlier when I went to 12 to 15, I'm going to click it up one more time. And boom, straight to 15. Didn't take it forever to get there. I mean, hell, I must have pedaled almost half a block for that damn bike to get to 15 miles an hour. And that's the only thing that I would change on that bike. I mean, if it would act just like this, where I could just go in and set the speed at whatever level I wanted to set it at, and it would do it as soon as I hit the button. Like, watch, we'll slow back down one more time. That's level 2, it's set at 12, and I'm gonna hit level 3. It gives you a small kick right up to 15 miles an hour, then stays there. That's my only complaint. Other than that, the bike is an awesome bike. The suspension is killer. The speed is great. If it was just speed-based over power-based, that's one thing I would love to have changed. I know some guys said, oh, it would be so much better to be power base and this and that, but I know a lot of these guys ride these bikes and don't even pedal. They just use the throttle anyway, so I guess it don't really matter what it is if you don't ever pedal. But for people that do like to pedal and like to ride it like an actual bicycle, because man, that thing at 20% will take off and do like 25 miles an hour. I mean, and you'd have to stop pedaling, it just keeps climbing. But I like to have it locked in and just go at a steady mile an hour, you know. Let's give a little kick with the all-wheel drive here. My 0 to 30 is killer on this thing. I mean, I really believe this this Hemingway is going to take the wired and acceleration with the all-wheel drive. Oh, I didn't go right up the hill. Let's go right up the little hill that I was talking about, and I'll show you. This bike will actually try and hold the steady speed. So like if I'm climbing up a steep incline, if I don't reach up and grab a handful of throttle, it's not going to hold that speed. It's going to slowly decrease. Where this bike, even climbing at 6 miles an hour, it just pulls me right up the hill. No problem. But other than that, that would be my only fix for that bike, to have it programmed as speed-based instead of power-based. The power base is just too slow for me. When I'm at a dead stop, I don't want to grab the throttle. I just want to pedal and have it just kick right in and push me right to 12 miles an hour. Other than that, you know, the bike is great. My wife's gonna love it. She's got to get used to it. She says that feels so much bigger than her Hemingway, but I don't know. I think it feels the same to me, but I ride them all. It don't really make me no difference. But getting back to the Cruiser, I think it's a great bike, and anybody wanting to buy one, I definitely think that these bikes are worth the money. I mean, you couldn't beat the value that you got for this bike. This bike has been, I think I paid $2,200 after shipping and some change. I mean, this bike has been great, you know. It's front and rear suspension on a Cruiser, where with these I had the Hemingways, I had to put suspension seat posts, so that's one of the reasons why I bought that one for my wife, because she could have some suspension now. And I mean, I really like the bike. It looks like it's built well. When I put that all-wheel drive kit, y'all stay tuned, because we're going to do some 0 to 20 and 0 to 30 times, 0 to 40 times on it using a draggy, and see how fast, what difference it makes, you know, adding a front-wheel drive kit to it. If it makes a difference like it did on this Hemingway, I mean, this thing is absolutely going to fly. Maybe it might take the 72 volt Freedom. I don't know. I doubt it. That Freedom I built with the 72 volts is just like motorcycle fast. I mean, it's crazy. But stay tuned. Y'all please like and subscribe if you like the content. Share if you want. And see you on the next one.